Okay, you can help me with the mushies. Let's slice them up. About this, maybe if you could do them a bit thinner than the onion.
When you cook onions on a barbecue, do you always put a bit of water on top of them? Because, like, you normally pour beer on them or something when you're cooking them, but do you put water?
Well, you could put water on them if you want them, if you wanted to, but I've just put olive oil on there and that will be nice, but put water on if you want. So we've got, you're off the hook, Rick, 2 cups of mushrooms sliced up. Do you want to put those on now with your onions? And you can put water on if you like. The mushrooms are going to shrink down a lot. So we've got the mushrooms on, we've got the onions on. I'm just going to make a little bit of room here. Put our fish over. Now, Rick, do you know what that is?
Beetroot.
Nice. It's a beetroot, fresh beetroot. You can actually eat the beet greens. They're a very good source of folate and magnesium and calcium. So I'm going to chop those off. I'm going to get you to grate this. But I'm just going to take the skin off. You can see this beautiful colour. So I'm going to do 1 beetroot for 2 people. It will stain your board. Okay. Can you grate that for me?
I think so.
Have you grated before?
Yes.
Great. Great. Oh, show everybody how beautiful that is.
I'm looking at.
You could make fritters out of that. Bit of feta, some egg. Grate away. I think we could almost put our prawn skewers on soon as well. You know what you can do?
What's that? You got any butter for the bread roll?
Can you rip those open and put them onto the barbecue? We're just going to toast them a little bit. Hayley's got a question.
If you weren't a big fan of the rolls, could you have, like, sourdough bread or something and put your burger in the middle?
Sure. Use a flatbread, wholemeal. Let's make a nice plate with all our ingredients. So tomato, beetroot, and some lettuce. Any lettuce you like. You can use fancy lettuce. You can use good old iceberg lettuce.
Good.
Rick, yeah, pull those buns off if you wouldn't mind, please.
It's something a bit warm.
Bit warm, yeah. Nice and toasty. And seeded mustard. Have you tasted this before?
No, I've never eaten mustard before.
Do you want to taste?
I'm a bit scared.
Bit scared of mustard.
Yeah, Joe loves it, but
Love it?
never been a fan.
A nice different taste to the burger. So about a teaspoon on each. All over it. Okay. Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it? Yummy. Okay, here's our kangaroo. I'm going to crack some pepper over it for some seasoning. Yeah. Rick, can you get a egg flip kind of utensil and move the mushrooms and the onions up? Nice. Now we've got some manly utensils here. And 1 spray of olive oil for a second. And kangaroo meat.
Oh,
not for very long. About a minute. Sear it, so we won't touch it, just leave it. Okay, so, Rick, do you want to take those mushrooms and onions off and put them right there?
Right there.
Good. And I'm going to get the prawns, because it's about that time. With the prawns, I'm going to grate some lemon over them before they go on. Okay, so grate your lemon all over your prawns. And because we don't want to overcook the kangaroo, let's have a look at him. That's about it.
Looks awesome.
Yum. So about 30 seconds on that side as well. I'm going to do a quick spray for the prawns. Excuse me, Rick.
There you go.
Okay, let's get our roux off.
Putting it off.
Yeah. It's going to keep cooking once you take it off.
All right, we'll put it there. Come here.
Beautifully done. Okay, let's assemble the burgers.
Assemble burgers.
Assemble the burgers.
Put this down.
Roux on first.
Ooh.
That's a nice big piece of meat, isn't it? Half a tomato. Let's do some onions and mushies. They look big, I know, but there's only 400 calories in this massive burger. Okay, let's just cut up some lettuce. Rick, can you get those prawns off? We don't want overcooked prawns. Okay, lovely, big, wholesome burger that you're going to wrap your laughing gear around with just over 400 calories, hardly any fat, wholemeal burger, so no refined carbohydrates, really low sodium, high iron, high protein. And these prawns are looking fantastic.
Barbie is hot.
It is hot, isn't it?
Ow.
You're going to squeeze some lemon over these?
Oh, yeah. I don't even
Right.
eat prawns and that looks good.
Oh, that's warming my heart, Rick.
It is?
That's a beautiful thing to say. And now let's look at our fish.
I'm not going to get that off. I'll mess it up.
Can you, I was going to ask you, pass me your big utensil. Try and keep all your juices in. Open him up. Let's have a look in here. Whoa, yum. Look at all those
smells
juices,
good.
isn't it great? And let's bring over our salads.
The other one? Can we go this way?
Yep, that one and that one. So a little bit different to your traditional Aussie barbecue, but pretty yummy. A lot less fat, a lot less calories, no snags on there, no rissoles on there. So be adventurous. Just to look at the calories again, in your fish, 200 calories per serve. Asparagus is about 60. Same with your green bean salad, nothing. Your prawns for 10, you've got about 200 again, and your burger's 400 calories. So you haven't got a whole lot of calories there. It's a really nice, beautiful smorgasbord to give your friends and family.
Thanks,
You're welcome.
Fantastic.
Okay, who'd like to try?
Wow, this looks great.
Oh, I like the fish.
Oh, good one, Phil.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, mate.
Let's get our own.
Yeah.
Good?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
He took a bit of kangaroo.
That's an Aussie barbecue.
Still to come, don't let an injury slow you down.
Now that you're nursing injuries, you've got 15 minutes to come up with a great workout plan.
How does your ankle feel doing this? No problem?
Yeah, ankle feels fine.
But next, a master coach joins Masterclass.
Go back and have a look at a photo. Stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself and see how far you've come.
Hi, everyone. Hi. I'm about to introduce to you a very close friend of mine. Many coaches dream of having one Olympic athlete. This man has had nearly 30. He was never my personal coach. In fact, I spent most of my career trying to beat the girls that he was coaching. It's my great honour and privilege to introduce to you a wonderful man, legendary coach, Laurie Lawrence.
Hayley, you are a glamour.
See you later.
Good.
Laurie, it's lovely to meet you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just
when I
so
saw the
excited.
glamour, I just ignored you. I'm sorry.
It's such a thrill to have you here.
Great to be here.
And Laurie, just to give you a heads up,
Yeah.
some of these guys have lost 20, 30, 40, even close to 50 kilos. What advice or anecdotes can you give to them in terms of staying focused? We've got Phil, Lisa and David with kids at home. They're starting to think like they want to go home. Rick's getting to the point where he's got his pregnant girlfriend at home. What advice can you give to them to stay focused and not want to go home?
If I were in the same situation, I'd be thinking that way too. Honestly, I would. However, I've got to look at the bigger picture. I've got to look at where I'm going and what I'm trying to do and what I've committed to. What have I committed to when I came in here? Did I say I'll come in for 6 weeks? Did I say I'll come in for 3? I said I'll come in as long as it takes. That was my commitment to myself. And then I think, my kids are going to see me on TV at least. Will they be proud of me? Will they? So you've got to get your own mental images in there to give you a reason to keep pushing forward. But how do you think your kids are? How old are they?
15 and 13.
15 and 13. So how much weight have you lost since you've been here?
32 kilograms.
How do you feel about losing 32 kilos?
Good.
You feel
Really
great?
good. Yeah.
But you can do more, can't you?
Yes.
And how do you think your kids are going to feel?
They want me to be here.
They want you to be here. I mean, stand up if you're not satisfied with what you've done now. Stand up if you are happy with what you've done now. So we get 100%. Everyone's happy. So, put the pressure on. Remain standing if that's where you want to stay. Honestly, mate, I know you want to go home, but honest to God, I mean, you've done a fantastic job now, but don't give up on it now, mate.
This man is quite a freak when it comes to just being able to do anything. So, you know, everything that he puts his hand to, he does really well at. And you would have to agree with that, wouldn't you, Joe?
He don't.
Don't let him beat
You
me,
don't,
mate.
you don't let him beat you, mate.
No way.
But I just would hate to see it get wasted. You've got a great ability and a great talent.
But when you go back, are you going to fall into another life, the old lifestyle, or are you going to make changes to your life?
I'm not going back to what it was.
You're not going back?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
Why did you get the way you were?
I was a wreck.
Physical wreck,
Mental wreck.
mental wreck. Are you strong mentally now?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to go back, you have to be strong. If you're going to, you know, you've got to make the choice.
Yeah.
And every time you make choices every day to stay the way you are. But I think you can get better.
You weren't my coach, but you were
I wish I was.
I know, but too late now. I'm not going back.
You're not going back.
Not going back.
Come on.
But Laurie, you were certainly a massive part of my whole swimming career, and you certainly had or did a lot of talks to all of us that even weren't a part of your swimming team. And one thing that always stood out to me that you would say was, if you don't have as much talent as that person, but that person only puts in 85% and you put in 110%, there's no reason
Why you can't beat them.
why you can't beat them.
When you get a talented person that's prepared to pay the price, they're a superstar. But I see people that are not so talented, who still achieve very, very highly because they work harder and they actually beat someone who's more talented than them because they're prepared to pay the price. Where's Phil? Phil, I'm told that you get out there, you walk 10K on your own around the parade ground because you're not allowed to go anyway. Mate, I congratulate you on that.
Thanks, Lon.
Because you're being positive, you're doing something positive. But you know what? People should say to him, Phil, not, oh shit, he's going to win the 400,000. People should be saying, good job, Phil. It's that simple. How do you think you're going?
Just.
Are you happy with what you've done?
No.
Why not? Why not? You're all right. But I thought you stood up before to say you were, you know, you've got so far.
I'm happy with my results.
Yeah, that's
but
great.
I know I could have done better.
All right, well, it's not too late, is it?
I think I need to get back the determination that I had on that first day.
When you first come, you reckon you had the determination?
Yeah.
Well, where's it gone? It can't disappear. It cannot disappear. So you've just got to get it back in your mind and say, right, here I go. For the next week, I'm going to go, and when he walks, I'm going to walk half as far as him. Or the whole thing here is, if you come in here, you've made changes to your lifestyle, then it's up to you to keep it going again. When you go back home, you need support, team support. Here you've got everything you need. Personal trainer, right? You've got diet, people going shopping for you, everyone's doing things for you, right? When you go out there, you need to build a team support around you to help you. Because if you don't, you're going to go down the tube. Now, that support must be positive support.
Well, Laurie, I'm sorry, we're going to have to wrap things up. You've been fantastic. Do you have any parting advice for the contestants?
Enjoy what you do. Enjoy it. That's number one. Because if you enjoy something, it's not a trouble. That's what life's about, you know? Enjoy what you do.
Thanks, Laurie.
Coming up, the Masterclass Challenge.
There can only be one winner. Shannon and Todd, which team has won the prestigious Masterclass Shield?
For today's Masterclass Challenge, we arrived at Fitness First, and it was a beautiful big gym.
We walked inside for Shannon and Hayley was waiting for us, and next to her was the coveted Masterclass Shield. And this week, that one's going to be mine.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
And welcome to another Masterclass Challenge. Today we're going to focus on something that you're all quite familiar with, injuries. That's why we have Todd here, the gym's physio, to help us out.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Now, injuries are part and parcel of an active life, but they can have a damaging ripple effect on the mind and the body, because sometimes they are an excuse to do nothing. The key is to not let your injuries derail your exercise program. There are always ways to stay on track. And in today's Masterclass Challenge, you're going to put some of your hard-earned experience into practice. You are going to be divided into groups of 3 and given an injury, so to speak. The first team is going to have to work with a hamstring strain. Lisa?
Surprise, surprise, Hayley.
You have runs on the board when it comes to having dodgy hamstrings. So, we've selected you as leader of the hamstring team. Come up and get your towels.
Thank you, Hayley.
Shannon and Phil, you've both had lower body injuries, so I'm going to team you up with Lisa.
No worries.
Hold down, Philly. Thank you very much.
The next team is going to have to work their way around a rotator cuff strain. David, given your track record with your shoulder, you are the standout skipper of this team. Grab your towels.
Thanks, Hayley.
Ably assisting David will be Rick and Joe.
Hey, have a towel, brothers.
Caitlin, you're a natural to lead the third team because at the moment you are nursing a rolled ankle. Guess who we're teaming you up with? Jana and Phoebe, come and get your towels.
Thanks, Hayley.
Thank you. Orange.
Here's how the challenge will work. Your mission is to come up with a workout plan that you can do while safely keeping your injuries out of harm's way. You'll be judged on how effectively and completely you can work your whole body without troubling your injury. You should aim for a minimum of 3 exercises in your plan. The entire gym is at your disposal, so have a good look around before you settle on your exercises. You'll be given 5 minutes to devise your workout plan and then 10 minutes to demonstrate it. But before we start, we're going to really make those injuries stand out.
It's my ankle.
Now that you're nursing injuries, you've got 15 minutes to come up with a great workout plan. Your time starts now.
I think we were pretty lucky having the sprained ankle because it's such an isolated part of the body. You can do a lot with the rest of it.
So because we're working around the ankle injury, we want to avoid things like treadmill, cross-training because they're not stable enough.
Yep. I reckon bike because it's low impact. It wasn't really hard for me to think of a program for a rolled ankle injury. Like you can't do the seated leg press.
Okay, so all upper body. We had 5 minutes to plan, and that was going to be a challenge, given that we're in a gym of that size.
So what do you reckon? We'll just stick to all upper body, guys, and maybe try the lat pull-downs first?
A hamstring injury is very restrictive because that's one of your main muscle groups.
Beautiful.
So it is a little bit tricky to get something that's going to work for that.
So I reckon the next one we'll do the grinder.
Oh, I tell you what, mate, I bet you wish this was on your wish list.
Oh, mate, I'd love to have this back at the house.
So far, it's working pretty well.
Absolutely. I think you've done well to find the grinder. You know, with a leg injury, it's harder because so many of our cardio exercise routines we use our legs for, so you've done well to find